CMAX System is my project when I was at the university 20 years ago, and it's a system to help communities affected by natural disaster like a earthquake, flooding, emergencies, and different complex emergencies like a war as well. And it's an organization for immediate response with housing capabilities that is very easy to assemble. No need any tools. It's right from the ground. So I wanted to dignify the life of the people affected by this kind of emergency.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by Write For Me, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Nico Garcia. He's the founder and CEO of CMAX System. Nico, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you? Thank you so much. Thank you for having me there.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Nico, why don't you start and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm a human being, first of all. I'm Nico, but as a profession, I'm industrial designer. I come from Argentina. I'm here in Washington, D.C. right now, working in humanitarian stuff. My whole life, I was focusing on innovation, and I was designing different things like cars, trains, aircraft, furniture. Even I was working in designing hotels. But for many reasons, I wanted to put all my energy and all my capability doing innovation for humanity. So I was working for the last probably 15 years in humanitarian affairs, working in malnutrition for children, so with refugee, doing shelters, accommodation, and that is right now is my focus and who I want to be. I want to be someone that touch the hearts of the people in the difficult times.
I love that. So tell me a little bit more about CMAX Systems, because it sounds like that's kind of how you've been able to do that.
Yeah, CMAX System is my project when I was at the university 20 years ago. And it's a system to, help for, communities affected by natural disaster like a earthquake, flooding, and emergencies and different complex emergencies like a war as well. And it's an organization for immediate response with housing capabilities that is very easy to assemble. No need any tools. It's right from the ground. So I wanted to dignify the life of the people affected by this kind of emergency. Mm-hmm. And I have been working for the last 10 years in this, close to different organizations like United Nations, Red Cross, Doctor Without Borders. So going to the places, working in the field, feeling the situation, facing the situation with the people. So last year I was in Ukraine. I was in the earthquake after the earthquake in Haiti, in Mexico. So I'm very close to the suffering of the people in that time, and at the same time I want to translate that suffering in a solution, with engineering ideas, tools.
Yeah, and the Foldable. Yeah, that's fantastic. And, it's really powerful work that you've been working on, like you said, for the last 20 years. It's, I can't imagine the impact that it's had, recently with, like you said, Ukraine and, unfortunately, all of the other natural disasters. I imagine in a very dark time that CMAX System was really able to support people, in their darkest time. Yeah,
darkest time, many times is, I don't know, it's one of the best moment in life, in humanity, when you could see everything, right? Everything is exposed into the maximum level. So it's all the kindness is there and all the suffering is there as well. So you could see the human being in a very nature, sense. Mm-hmm. So this is great, actually, as a personal, experience, to be close to the human in that moment and to have the capability to relieve that suffering, right? But at the same time, when I was last year in Ukraine, so you could see one of the worst part of the human, right? because in the comparison between a war with a natural disaster is in a war, everyone want to kill people. And in a natural disaster, everyone need to save lives, right? So it's a feeling totally different. So the values, everything changed. You are under attack all the time, in a war scenario, even, that there are people escaping, but in a natural disaster, everyone is, in the same page, trying to rescue people, help. So very, very crazy thing we are living right now.
Yeah. And when we're talking about the foldable housing, about how big does it start with, and then how big does it get?
Yes. So it's like, actually I have in centimeters and meters in my mind right now. But I think it's like a door,
Yep.
the size, 85 centimeters
Yep.
per 2 meters. So it's when the box is unfolded, it's like a 20 feet shipping container. But when it's when it's unfolded, when it's folded, it's not very, very small box, but in comparison with the capability that we have when we unfold the house, so it's very, very, very flat when you are shipping. So one of the main advantages in case of, when you need to go immediately. So and for logistics, for many things, is much better that if you compare with a shipping container with a structure that you need a specific truck with cranes, with everything. So we could handle it by 4 people. You don't need any crane, you don't need tools. So that is the thing, thinking from the beginning in the situation with the people in the field.
I imagine a lot of the work that you do, you mentioned working with Doctors Without Borders, the UN, a lot of, larger global, organizations. I imagine a lot of the work that you're doing is brand awareness and really working to spread the word. Am I right in that?
It's something, because it's a very challenging when you are offering a new idea. You have to cross many barriers. So there are structures that are a little bit rust, there. So you should go little by little, because always you are in the border of the, something that this is so weird, or it's not. We are right now. We are, responding in the same way that thousands of years ago with tents, right? When we have technology, we have drones, we have many things, and we're still responding in that moment with tents. People are sleeping on the ground with the ground wet, with germs and, and cold floor. So why we are responding in that way when we have the technology, we have the resources, we have the capability, right? So, okay, so there are a bunch of things there. There are organization, there are group of communicators. So you have to go little by little, with a lot of love and patience, showing them that there are something better, even sometimes that, looks a little bit, expensive, that a tent, of course. But, if you compare a tents right now in Morocco, they are using tents, and in 1 week, tents are destroyed, right? So you need something a little more for long term. And not only that, if you compare the cost when you move trailers, you had to move with cranes, with many things. And as well, I don't know, logistics is a huge expensive thing in humanitarian relief. And you had to move people to assemble, to move some trucks, soldiers. So all that costs are right now spread around the situation. So we have everything in one box. So this is why we have some costs in terms of engineering thing, but we are simplifying many things. And in the end, we are, taking care of the life of the people. So if we don't take care of that, you are spending a lot of money in, health to rescue that people that they are living in a very, in a very bad conditions. So it's a game changer solution.
And you mentioned you've had this vision for 20 years now, right? And talking about the growth of the company, you've worked to, like I said, raise capital, build that brand awareness, and so on. What's the plan for growing in the future?
Right now we have a beautiful, beautiful plan because it's very aligned with the mission, with the vision that we have. So our mission and vision is to dignify the life of the people, and to make at the same time a sustainable organization, right, and corporation. So we have a foundation as well, and we want to, each 10 unit that we are selling, we are donating one through our foundation. So this is why we are right now selling for different markets, like industries, events, so glamping, for recreation. So we are expanding our solution for different kind of markets and our solutions. At the same time, we want to right now go in a crowdfunding equity solution. So invite all the people around the globe to be part of this solution, of this opportunity to live in a better condition. So there are like a different way. You could go for the typical way with venture capital, but we were very conscious that we had to take care of the mission. And when you start to raise funds for some parts, some ways that the money comes, sometimes when it's not profitable, the humanitarian field, you should move directly to the events, and we don't want that, right? We had to keep working in this way, taking the care, the time, because we really want to improve the life of the people. So the only way to improve the life of the people is right now with the people. So this is why we want to invite the people to be part of this crowdfunding, equity, to have a part of our project, our company, to have not only that, the I don't know, the possibility to be part of a big change, but at the same time to have some possibility to grow their capital. Mm-hmm. So this is our strategy right now. We are so excited for that because we think that we could build a big movement around the globe, to change this thing. So if you think the world and everything that we are living right now, who is paying for that? Our taxes is paying all the arms, all the guns, all the missiles, right? Why we don't use our money to make something better, to make a better world, to make something with love, with care, with technology? So I think if all the human start to change their vision and say, okay, we should be part of the change. We should change this. We should live better, because we don't know if one day we're gonna need that support, right? Everyone right now, we are close to be a refugee with the climate change. We don't know. So this is what we want to do, offer, to the world, to the people, to be part of this solution. And we are so excited for that.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, Nico, as we start to wrap up this conversation, is there anything that you want to leave our listeners with? I think you were, a very powerful speaker. I hear the passion behind your voice, about the project, about the mission, about your overall, values and goals for, humans as a whole. Anything you want to leave our listeners with?
So one of the biggest things here was when you started to dream something big like this, right? Because I'm, working and speaking in front of the representative, from the whole world at the United Nations. So, and years ago, I couldn't say any single word in English. Right now, I'm having this podcast with you, which is I'm still struggling with this, with my language. I'm so sorry for that, and thank you for your patience.
Terrific. You're terrific.
But for me, in 3 years, to have the capability to go from zero to something is the first thing. So sometimes we don't have the tools. Sometimes we don't have the capability. We feel that it's very impossible for us. But when you feel that in your heart and you feel that this is your purpose, you're gonna find a way. Mm-hmm. When I think there are statements that say, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
So always you're gonna find a way. Of course, I had to put all my energy, all my focus, all my money, everything. I was, in the same place, aligned, with my heart, with my mind, with my body, with my soul. So you had to know, what do you want, and then how the universe, the friends, will show you, what is the best way. But you had to feel in your heart, what do you want? So I want to do this. And then how are you going to do that? Take patience and work hard and be focused and put all your love. And I think that is the most important thing.
I think that's terrific. Well, Nico, this has been a fantastic, enlightening, empowering conversation. I appreciate you taking the time to be on Business Ninjas today.
No, thank you so much. I'm so happy. And this is my first podcast in English. So thank you so much for
You were
that.
terrific. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I can believe it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You did
So I
it.
invite people to follow us on the social media, CMAX System, or if you want to send me a message or wherever, Nico Garcia Mayor in Instagram, Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Yeah, terrific. Thank you.